We're at 6:37, and I would like to turn on should have had him do this, the transcript and the AI. Because I'm responsible for the minutes today. Those tools. Forgive me, you all. Dina, any idea where the AI is?
It says AI at the bottom or under more.
That's I'm at more right now.
AI thing looking.
Breakout rooms, live stream. I do. Oh, companion. There it is.
Right.
Sorry, it was covered up. Here we go. Okay, 6:37. Call to order. We need to adopt the agenda. Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second? So moved and a second. Thank you. The minutes. We never have to do this. We're gonna skip that. Introductions. If you've been here before, you know all about this. If you haven't, we like to introduce ourselves because we always say that we are better together. We need to know who's in the room, particularly in this space when everybody's always looking for audiences and funding and all of that. And so we always try and make sure that we offer as much possibility of collaboration as possible. So this is not the time for your actual presentations if you are here to present. It is just a quick, you can say who you are, you can say who your organization is, or you is probably better if you're going to present later, because we do, again, we're just trying to get to know who's in the room for purposes of collaboration. And I will start, when you finish, pick somebody. I will start. My name is Daria Hardiman. I am co-chair of this committee. I've been on the board for about 10 years now. I am a performing artist by trade, turned photographic artist, and currently having an adventure as an international flight attendant. Welcome to my world, all the things. Just like, you know, we artists do a whole lot of things all at the same time. And I really joined the board because somebody from the board called me to perform at an event. I didn't even know what the community board was. And once I found out, I thought what an opportunity for artists to be able to plug in and get involved in some of the city stuff, and you know, for people to know you when you need permits, and also for all of this collaboration possibilities. So that's why I'm here, and I will turn it over to you, my dear.
Gwendolyn Kingsbury, Community Engagement Director for Dance Theater Harlem. I will pass it to Mari.
Thank you. Mari Moss, Community Board 10, Neighborhood Advisory Board 10, Community Action Board, not Region 9. We give money to federal funds to nonprofit organizations like Dance Theater of Harlem, Harlem Art Show. Someone has this one.
My name is Richard E. Pelzer II. I have a company called Harlem CLX, which is Create, Learn, Experience. I'm an associate with Walker International Communications Group that also does community engagement, arts and culture. And I'll pass it to Alex, who will be presenting later.
My name is Alex Lang. Thanks for having me here. I'm a guest in town. I'm here. We have the great fortune of working with Richard and Walker International Communications Group to promote the upcoming Gateways Music Festival. I have the privilege of being the president, artistic director of Gateways, and tell you more about Gateways later, and kind of pass the show over here.
Good evening, Walter T. Alexander, a member of this. Joined the board 2018, when we do something with community, I have a singing background, I was singing at the senior. May 9th at the forum at 11 to 3, I'll pass our flyers. And so the awesome home, so.
And also the
And we
co-chair
do,
of.
yes, we do, right, see, you got me. We do, Katina and I do a distribution, which Rich knows, and you all be involved in, so. And we let anything that's dealing with Harlem arts, but sometimes we extend to maybe Brooklyn arts, because there's something might be relevant.
And he's co-chair of the Senior Action Committee.
Yes, so we say.
You didn't say that part. Did he? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm first year at Columbia University.
Yeah, everybody makes us
Yeah.
Going great. But I'm a lifelong Harlem resident. Like, more than a year now. So, yeah.
Alton Davis, senior, leading man of arts and culture,
Martin.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Martin Collins with the Northern Manhattan Arts Alliance, where I am the Uptown Art Stroll Coordinator. I'll have more on the 23rd Uptown Art Stroll, which will open Friday, May 30th in Community Board 9 at the Sugar Hill Museum from 6 to 8:30 p.m. On 155th and St. Nick, and more later.
Allison.
Hi, I'm Allison Duncan. I'm a board member and Public Art Committee member of the Broadway Mall Association, and I'm here with fellow board member and Public Art Committee member Ann Strauss to present proposed sculpture for along Broadway malls.
So should I follow up? I'm Ann Strauss, and Allison just introduced me. And I'm also a fellow board member and Public Art Committee of the Broadway Mall Association, and we're here to present about our upcoming exhibition as part of the BMA's Art on the Mall program coming this spring.
To have you all. Denise.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Denise Ford. I am the director for the Family Enrichment Center, a brand new community center that is located in Morningside Heights, 30 Morningside Drive to be exact. So thank you for having me.
Off to announcements, who we are.
My name is Tina. I joined in 1999, no, 2018. And the impetus for me joining was the same political climate that we're currently in at this particular time. I was an actress for a number of years, and I decided that I'd rather sit in a seat than be on a stage. And with that, great to have the opportunity to serve the community, and we'll go on with the agenda.
Forgive me, I'm so sorry. Off to announcements, who we are and what we do. You want to do that?
The community board is comprised of like 50 people. And there's, I think, 12 or 13 community boards throughout Manhattan. Are all volunteers. And there are several committees. This is arts and culture, there's housing, there's a bunch of different committees. And whatever your flavor is, there's something that you can follow up, commit, and do some work with. What our purpose is the Arts and Culture Committee, we're supposed to provide information, disseminate information, collaborate, make sure everyone's informed of what's going on, and hopefully if something is given, it won't let succeed.
Thank you. Chair's updates, I don't have any particular ones here. Okay, committee reports, artist information.
I just counted 33 things we sent out from the last meeting to this one. Tina just reminded me that I'm supposed to also look to see what's happening, so. 33 things were sent out. If you're on the list, you got them. I'm sorry about that, but next time I'll be able to get more on into what's still happening as opposed to whatever it is. So 33 is like, we've never sent out 30 before. So our list is expanding and it's changing, but we like to keep in touch with all parts of it. As well as our opportunities.
And our email, I think everyone here has our email address and it's on, if you see the notifications, correct? Maybe you don't?
I will be after tonight.
Are you in New York?
Well, the festival is in Rochester.
Or if you're interested in stuff that's going on in New York and in Harlem, West Harlem in particular, please get one of the agendas and our email address is here.
Great.
And just send us anything.
Sure.
Make sure and request, let us know your email address and you'll be added to our distribution.
That's great.
Thank you.
Are both of you, I know Richard is, you're not on the distribution list as of yet, right?
I believe I am.
Oh, I know you are.
Oh, you are, okay, so you don't yet.
No, I get some of the notifications, but I'll check. I'm pretty sure I do.
All right. Okay.
If you do, you would know.
Yeah.
I get a
So
lot
with
of,
33 of them, you
I
would
get
know.
a lot of, yeah.
Yes.
And for anyone who does not, who's not completely clear, Tina and Walter, the subcommittee for artist information, they sit, like they just said, they send out a lot of information, but it's also for you to share what you're doing with them so that it can be disseminated. Okay, off to the RKO Theater Project.
Okay, again, I wasn't here for the last 2 meetings, and so we kind of stalled, but I got some great news to yesterday. Well, it doesn't affect us directly, but the Metro Theater will be reactivated. I don't know in what capacity, but they've gotten not only individual contributions, but they got some from politicians and stuff. So my first thing is to meet with this person, Akhenazi, who I have never met with. He's the former owner of the current owner. And I'd like to see if he wants to engage in working on trying to sell it here. Part of it, we had a couple of meetings before COVID about what organizations, what we would like to have in the theaters on 146th Street in Broadway. It's been sitting vacant for almost about 25 years. We were able to go inside and take a look. It will need work, as you know. But and adjacent to that is a property on 147th Street. It's also vacant, which is part of the process. So we wanted to do some type of community theater stuff in the theater itself. And the adjacent one, we would like to get for artists and seniors, if we can get it. This is a big project. It may not happen in my lifetime, but if I could get the ball rolling. So I had expressed this at the general board. I got some people that are willing to help me or move along with this. So next month I should have some more information as to what's the progress I made. So it's a slow process. It's a turtle project. So let's not. I wish I had the magic wand. Bling! It would be open, but unfortunately, they're doing wicked, so they don't have time for me. It's my little project. So I will hopefully have some information, but I want to see if I can contact that early by next meeting.
Yeah, we do have big dreams because from the town hall that we had before, that we were talking about everything from possibly having senior and artist housing in there, having black. We actually even had connected with Classical Theater of Harlem, who is, looking to do a big project, and that kind of stalled. Everything is just sort of up in, I gotta talk to you, Walter, because I ran into Ty on the bus. Actually.
Okay, good. Okay.
So it keeps, even when it's stalled, we keep bringing it up because it could be a really big thing for the community. Martin, do you have something?
Yes, I'm going to drop in the chat an article that was in one of the uptown online e-newspapers this morning about that announcement by Walter. And I think it'll add to what he said and build on it and help, I think, in terms of filling in some more information and names of people who were intricate in terms of that moving forward.
Love to have your assistance, Martin.
Thank you. Here it comes.
Okay. Okay.
So I have a question, Daria. I remember you presenting that at the town hall. I think it's a couple of weeks ago, before Christmas, I believe. Do you guys already have like an outline of what it could possibly look like? As far as if everything was great, you would have it, built out.
Well, there was talks of that and some stuff, like I said, there was a whole community town hall on it, and Walter, you can really.
Yes, and also, we're basically, President David Hong, which is interested in artists in residence. I'm looking at the renovations that were done at King's Theater, at the Beacon on 74th Street, the one up in the Bronx on Grand Concourse, they rebuilt. Now, the thing is, part of this project, the building is landmarked.
Right.
I'm not exactly, I didn't say it was the exterior, but I'm not really sure, but we can leave the exterior alone. It's the interior that needs to be done. We were trying to reach out to Columbia Architect as well as City College Architect to see if we can have somebody do at least try to give us an idea. I believe there's a lot of money out there. We can't count on Elon Musk, but we can count on some other folks. Yeah, I know, I feel the same way. But there's still a lot of money out there, and not only that, I just saw something today about Espeon. I mean, yeah, Espeon has some kind of grant thing going on too. I don't know if our project would qualify for that, but we can always try. So I'm looking at a combination of outside, inside collaboration to see if we can get the project off the road. We first have to see what the theater in itself is going to say. I mean, what will we need to do? If they've done those other theaters who were vacant for years, they should be able to do ours too.
So this is a capital campaign?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how to see. This is all new to me. I'm not good. I'm not versed in fundraising stuff, but I'm willing to dive into the backstroke.
What I do know about that part about capital, it's a capital project. It is, well, first of all, let me say, we also have, when we're talking about looking for money, we found out that we actually have a board member on the housing committee who does sort of restoration, except this particular theater is not in her period that she does for her job. She does mid-century buildings, and she basically knows where the monies are, so she can help with that. Some of it, that doesn't count you out. We still want your business. We still want you. and whatever you have to bring to this project. But it's a little bit more about the classical theater piece. We brought them in, they got approved from their board. They needed to get the surveys of the property. But they needed the money to get the surveys, and WHDC, who actually, Ziad was the one who suggested that we approach them about this. When they went to WHDC wouldn't give them the money. They said, you have to spend 75% or something like that, and then we'll give you the rest. But they needed them, but they weren't in the position to do that, and that got kind of weird. And then back to the actual owners, somebody got sick during COVID. It's been a lot of things all at the same time.
The reason that I was asking is because I'm also in the steering committee of NYC by Design, the festival. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it.
No, do tell.
It's May 15th through the 21st, so it's nycxdesign.org. This is their 13th year, and most of the events happen below 59th Street, so it's in the Soho Tribeca Meatpacking District. And so they really want to do a Harlem design district And so they asked me to start looking for projects like this. that may-
Hey, you know,
This is why you come to the community.
thank you.
This is why.
That's why I wanted to know if you already have any drawings or history or all of
We
that.
had pictures, I have some on my computer.
You mean drawings for a proposal or
Oh,
you
yeah.
mean for,
That I don't have, we just had the internal pictures. of
maybe,
the-
what's his name that was?
Dan Cohen.
Dan, maybe
Oh,
Dan
okay.
Cohen has some, you know.
Okay,
we
I'm
can check with them,
calling
but-
But I mean, even working with, like you said, the schools, that these could be projects that if you're going to reimagine what Harlem is gonna look like in 2030, 2050, whatever, these are certain things that we would be able to actually do. Because one of the other big projects I'm gonna take on the time is like Harlem on the Hudson is like a really big thing on what could, you know, that really look like on the card or, you know, so I just wanted to be able to say that's what I'm gonna do.
So you would need, just a potential, diagram of what we envision this thing would be?
I think the goal right now would be just to have the conversation that this building is there, this is what we would like to do, and we're looking for assistance.
Yeah.
And then let everybody else come and say, this is what I can bring to that part of the table.
And there has
Can we
been
meet?
some
Can I meet with
discussion
them?
once,
Tina, would you like to?
I would love to. do
with
that.
classical theater, there had been some discussion of what it might be, so maybe they have
We
something,
can
but
bring
we
them
would,
aboard too.
yeah, let's
They can make
definitely-
something now too.
let's definitely have a
And
discussion.
even though
Thank
classical theater in Harlem will be the artist in residence. I would like to have this, well, just tell them, we have Cecilia Cruz's high school thing and they have here. And we have the high schools here, the public schools here. I think that this create arts itself into it. Also movie shows. We can have like they did with on 175th Street. They had the Tonys there one year. Yeah, so I mean we have that space is big enough to do things like that. So I mean, this is just imagining, it's just like,
Yeah,
you know.
I think
What about the
Alexander,
owners, have anyone been in contact with the current?
Something, you sent an email that was sent, I gotta find it, from Akhenazi as far as what the state is, because the man's a little, I think he's not well. And he's in financial difficulty, so, but the thing is, I don't have anything to bring to Melissa, I think we can bring this aboard. I just wanna know if he's willing.
Is he still interested?
and we're also in touch with the Actors Fund, by the way,
Yeah.
and they are
So
very
that
interested in.
has to be, I hope to get in touch with him by next meeting.
It's a beautiful.
So we have lots to
Thank you,
talk
please
about.
leave
so
that information, cause you know, I'll forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about a meeting. So we have lots to talk about. So strategic planning, community, in the community benefits agreement.
Was no meeting last month. Thanks for that.
So there haven't been any meetings this year?
The last meeting I attended and that I knew about personally was like in November last year. And then after that. you know,
Okay.
There's been difficulties as far as communication,
Okay.
as stated last month. You know, so I talked to Barry, he's supposed to keep me abreast to when they wanna have those kind of meetings.
Okay,
Thank you.
Information to be out.
okay. So, West Harlem Arts Alliance, Michael is not here. Harlem Arts Alliance, there are no updates. I don't have the date yet for their next town hall. Art and Youth.
I think that, Michael said something, sent an email, I didn't know he was here. He wasn't on this. I'll give the update on the arts a lot, and arts committee, but could you take a look for Michael Palmer's email? That when he had the listing of what he was accomplished? Thanks. Let's see, Arts Committee. This is a subcommittee that was created in December or January. And the whole purpose of the committee is to provide a way to either communicate with you, let people know what's going on with you. Basically be the liaison between anything and arts and culture. We decided that we would try to put on an event that would showcase our youth talent. Because some of the organizations that present here were giving an end of year performance. So why not get several groups together and let them present that one location? There needs to be information that's voted on, and it come to my attention that that has to be covered under new business. So we'll, more to be continued shortly.
West Harlem Arts Alliance happenings.
You sent your emails.
I'm looking at it. Sage Gallen, West Harlem residence, self-taught painter. He is, what is this? He's doing something on Thursday, the 10th. His work has been featured Universal Studios in the art. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. Sage Gallen is going to be on Thursday, the 10th, from 4 to 10 at under the Manhattanville Viaduct, West 103rd Street and 12th Avenue. Affordable artist portraits and headshot sessions. Reserve your slot today. It will be April 26th and 27th. Time slots run from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that will be at Noma Studios, 4140 Broadway near 178th Street. So if you or anyone you know needs headshots, please direct them to the West Harlem Arts Alliance website, whaanyc.org. Okay. And the next thing is art therapy.
Art therapy, I sent the co-chairs. No, did you see?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Contact anything.
Well, I sent y'all that information because I did not get the contact of the lady in Canada. So I just went local. I stumbled upon some local information from the Bronx, and there's a whole list of them. Miss Ryu, I looked over her information, seems to be someone that's can fit the art therapy information that we're looking for, actually.
Okay.
And I think
Could
it's
you
Janet.
please contact her and see if she wants to present it?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to get to you. You want me to do it? Okay.
So I think that perhaps we need to, and we can do this offline, perhaps we need to decide what the arts therapy subcommittee is going to be about. We spent the last couple months sort of looking for an arts therapist, but in terms of the community, like, is there an event or an initiative that we could, that we could think about doing that does not necessarily have to depend on an art therapist who's not on the committee and who can't be necessarily here.
I thought we was looking for some information that they can give to committee outside of just regular art, as far as the definition, which I came up with two.
Well, we know what the definition of art therapy is, but in terms of how we can advocate for art therapy in our community, we need to basically the conversation we're having now, I think there's kind of a disconnect, and I think we need to sort of define what it is and what the subcommittee is going to be about. So we'll talk offline. Thank you. Okay. Film and TV. I have no new information for film and TV. No new information for film and TV. Community updates, Martin Collins.
Good evening, everyone, and I'm Martin Collins with the Northern Manhattan Arts Alliance. I'm the Uptown Art Stroll Coordinator. I want to Ask you to please visit our website, nomanyc.org. That's NOMAANYC.org for information on all of the items in this report. We want to first begin by announcing that the grand prize winner and the third prize winner were both West Harlem artists in the 23rd Uptown Art Stroll poster contest. Tom Sanford won the grand prize, $2,000. He will be the banner on all publications, including the 5,000 guides that we print and distribute from 125th Street North for this, the 23rd Uptown Art Stroll. Second prize went to Jack Thompson, who was last year's winner. He lives in the Heights. And the third prize winner is somebody you all also know from West Harlem, Margot Moore was the third prize winner of the Art Stroll poster contest. So the grand prize and third prize winners this year are both West Harlem artists, and our congratulations to CB9 and those West Harlem artists. We want everybody who is an artist, visual and performing, to be part of the 23rd Uptown Art Stroll, which will take place from 125th to 220th Street. The Uptown Art Stroll printed guide deadline is May 1st, and you can submit your events on our website, nomanyc.org, through our calendar. We'll have a QR code on all publications that will direct everyone to the online calendar where all events, including those that are received after May 1st and that do happen between May 30th and June 30th, that we publish there. We invite everybody also just about 10 blocks north of where you're all sitting watching this meeting and attending this meeting to see award-winning jazz impresario Emmett Cohen live at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, May 20th at the Harlem School of the Arts on 141st and St. Nicholas Avenue. There is a $10 suggested donation. It is tax deductible, and it is to the benefit the attendees of the Harlem School of the Arts Summer Camp for Children. And you can RSVP on our website. Capacity is limited to 150 people in the Dorothy Maynard Hall. And finally, we invite everyone to the Uptown Art Stroll opening reception on Friday, May 30th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Sugar Hill Children's Museum on West 155th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue. We will have 7 honorees, including some from West Harlem, which we will announce next week. And we look forward to seeing you again on Friday, May 30th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Sugar Hill Museum for the 23rd Uptown Art Stroll opening. I'll place all of this in the chat and be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Martin. Were there any
Hey,
questions?
Martin, what did the second and third place people prize winners get?
Second prize got 1,000, third prize 500.
And the second thing is, I think we sent some information out for you. Can you just send us something that, so we can send out, again, even if we sent it out, so we can send it out again, especially the May 1st deadline for the,
Walter and Tina, you'll have that tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Were there any other questions for Noma? Okay, thank you so much, Martin. We are moving on to our presentations, and our first one is Dance Theater of Harlem. Gwendolyn Kingsbury.
Good evening, everyone. Can you put the presentation? Or, I'm
Allegedly. Let's see what happens.
So I am Gwen Kingsbury. I am the Director of Community Engagement and Arts Education at Dance Theater Harlem. And I have a full presentation, but I'm not going to do it. What I really want are the pictures because
Let me see.
Share.
It's in the, it's up in the thing, but he made it disappear, so. Oh, my goodness.
So, if you find it, just wanted to share, we know that Dance Theater Harlem is a company, a school, as well as we go into the schools with our arts education program. We have some upcoming events. This week is Gala Week. We have the Seasons, which starts Thursday. There's Community Night on Thursday. Friday is our Gala. Saturday is HBC UD9 night, and then Sunday is Meet the Ballerina, where it's become kind of like family day, and you get to meet the ballerinas and take pictures. We also have coming up Harlem Mouse, which is our big youth show that incorporates the company and our youth, which we're really excited about. Last year it was a really big hit. It's at the Apollo. But I really wanted to talk about our Sunday matinees, which I try to use local artists. It is low cost performing opportunities for the local artists to perform at our space. And I had some pictures from what we did this year.
You made a tab, but I'm sorry, I can't, I
That's
don't know
okay.
where the tab went.
That's okay. We've had like actor Daniel Beatty, the St. Luke's AME Children's Choir. It's been hosted by on-air personality Ms. Jones, Deputy Manhattan Borough President Keisha Sutton, Councilman Yusuf Salam. So it is really trying to connect to the community and provide some programming, very low cost for people to come in and kind of engage with everyone. And I had some pictures, so that's what I really want to come and show you. We hosted, actually, I can give you a little update on West Harlem Development, because we hosted their to be or not to be session at last week at DTH. So we also rent space. So it was
Wait. It's been found.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can skip the company because everybody knows about the company.
Everyone knows about the.
Skip
Skip
that.
that.
Everybody knows
Dance
about the
theater.
company. Everybody knows about
I
it.
mean, but you know, it's dance theater of Harlem. Okay, let me share.
Yeah.
Share,
My aunt in Connecticut has a
so
whole
everybody can
poster.
see it. And move this over.
There we go.
Now, it's not cute, y'all, but we just,
Yeah, no, we don't have to be here.
okay, let's.
It doesn't have to be seen. You know what? Just go.
Is it
to
going
the-
to?
No, just sort of the fifth slide, I think it is.
You don't want us to see the other?
Yeah.
You want, okay.
I'm trying.
If it plays,
Is it gonna?
there it
play?
is.
Okay.
Here we go. I always like short up and I see actually. So one of the things that happened, we had a parent meeting, another community thing, and the parent said to me, it is so wonderful to hear my daughter say, I love coming here because I get to see people like me dancing.
Wow.
And one of the major missions was that it's ballet for all, and you can see all different types of folks participate in the company. And it's, that's why every time I get choked up because I'm like, I'm part of this.
Yeah.
So that's the company. The school is the same way. We have a group called the Van Leers. They are kind of like our pre-professionals. We're kind of training them to be into the company, and they are the main ones who do Harlem Mouse in May. So if, you know, look out, we have some stuff coming to let you know about all the upcoming shows, but if you scroll down, I can show you the pictures from the previous Sunday matinees. We do them 3 times a year.
Tell me where to stop,
You
right
can start
here?
at 7, first show
7.
7. So this is all our community programs. That's part of my job is community programs. And so we have our Sunday matinees, which are always themed. The Founders Week is in honor of our founder, Arthur Mitchell and Paul Shook. Life was beautiful. It was after the election, people were kind of feeling a certain way. We wanted to give people hope. So that's why we called it Life is Beautiful. We have our Saturday youth dance program, which are drop-in classes. So if you just have a student who kind of just loves to dance, those are the classes that you want to take. We have adult open classes now. So salsa, African, and jazz really.
Salsa?
Yeah, salsa. Salsa comes back probably in the fall. We have it spring, it was in the fall. Spring is African, jazzercise, and I'm missing something.
Nice.
But, and then now you can click on the pictures.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to make this full screen, but I'm just, it's getting worse and worse.
So these are pictures from our Sunday matinee. So this is really, and so you see Harlem Mouse in the middle with our pre-professional band leaders. And then open classes. This was an open house as well. And just, the joy in the people's faces as they come and kind of celebrate with us when we have all the program. Each one, I'm proud to say, each one of the Sunday Max was sold out. So that was a good thing. And it's just
Sunday.
Sunday is February, this year they were February 9th, March 9th, and November
They were all sold out.
15th. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's great. Yep. So that is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's get back. Did anyone have any questions for Dance Theater of Harlem?
Well, I have a question. So like, what are your biggest needs that you see with your, with what you're doing in the community?
I would say people know we're there, but they don't know we're there. And so they know Dance Theater Harlem. Have some people tell me all the time they had no idea that we were actually in Harlem. And so that was the key about this year being open. That was our key. We're open, we're here, come in and see us. And we kind of think it's because how the building is, we kind of sit back on the sidewalk. The park is there, you see the park, you don't really see the building. So we're trying to figure out ways to, have people know that that is our building. We talked about getting a mural and, having stuff inviting for the people to come in. So I think that's the biggest challenge.
And connecting with the community.
And connecting with the community, because everybody always says, oh, we don't want to go all the way downtown for dance classes. And I'm like, you don't have to, they're right there.
Right.
So, yeah.
You are sort of hidden in plain
Yeah,
sight.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we,
Okay.
again, we love the collaborations. Hi, Meredith.
Hi, gorgeous. How are you?
Did you have a question or comment?
Yes, I do. So what are some of the challenges that you're facing as far as marketing it outside of the Dance Theater of Harlem? How have you found, are you getting the support you need, and who are you getting the support from? Who would you like it from? What are some of your approaches?
We just hired a new chief marketing officer. So I think some of the stuff that I, for me personally, would need is my outreach is the schools and the community around. And so I've been going in the schools, and I think it's just getting to the right folks who know, one, that we're there, one, that we want to participate and be part of it. I even told one of the schools, like, we'll come and we'll do PTAs, right? We just went in and read to the students and in little ballerina tutus, because it's just the optic of letting them know that we're here and we're willing to be part of the community. And so one of the biggest things with that is that they used to do a street festival, and the street festival went away. And I think the plan is to bring that back so we can gain the attention that was on the block, but also get to know our neighbors.
Wonderful.
So
I'm gonna call you. I have so many people that I want to connect you with.
please do. And if you want to perform at the matinee, call me as well.
I think that with Dance Theater of Harlem, it seems in my head very sort of out there, like Alvin Ailey and Dance Theater of Harlem. It seems it seems intimidating, I think. And so the fact that you have so many community-based programs, I would definitely love to.
And I would
help
agree
get
with
that
that,
out.
because when we say open classes, everybody goes, I don't dance. I'm like, no, that's
Right.
open classes for you. So I would agree with that totally. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Meredith.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Gwendolyn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next presentation is Broadway Mall Association, Ann Strauss and Allison Duncan.
Super, thank you. It's wonderful to be here. I'm Ann Strauss, and Allison and I are going to do this presentation together as fellow board members and public art committee members of the BMA. And just a brief introduction or a refresher for those of you who either are not so aware of who we are or just may need a reminder. The BMA is a nonprofit organization that was founded in 1980, and we're the stewards of the green medians that run along Broadway from West 70th Street up to 168th Street, which is about 5 miles, with particular focus on horticulture and green spaces that are the Broadway malls. We work in partnership with NYC Parks, and we also light the Broadway malls during dark winter months. But what brings us here today as 2 members of the 5-member Public Art Committee is the BMA's Art on the Malls program that was initiated in 2005. We program the malls with public art, and we present a series of outdoor sculpture exhibitions annually where possible. And our upcoming exhibition is the work of sculptor Carl Dalvia. The exhibition is titled Carl Dalvia Broadway Hubbub, which will open in early May and run for 6 months, possibly up to 8 months or so. And it's the 15th public art exhibition in our series, again initiated in 2005, and is organized by the Broadway Mall Association in partnership with NYC Parks' Art in the Parks program. And in this instance, the Hesse Flateau Gallery in Tribeca. That is the gallery that represents this artist. And so Allison's now going to hear a bit about the show and the particular piece that's within CB9's terrain.
So the exhibition is comprised of 5 of Carl Dalvia's large-scale handmade monochromatic sculptures to be presented at locations from Lincoln Square to Morningside Heights. One of the 5 works will be sited within CB9's footprint at Broadway and 117th Street at the crosswalk between Columbia University and Barnard College. This is the additional 4 other of the 5 total sculptures. The sculpture here at 117th Street and Broadway is titled Pigeon. It's a 2025 sculpture constructed of aluminum and automotive paint, and is 60 by 60 inches and 38 inches height on a 48-inch square base. This and the other sculptures in the exhibit showcase Dalvia's signature bright colors, bold forms, and whimsical, playful nature set against the urban landscape. In this work, there are often human-like qualities that animate their abstract format. The artist, Carl Dalvia, was born in 1965 and currently works in Connecticut and New York. His sculptural practice has evolved over 3 decades, with sculptures ranging from the abstract and geometric to figurative and anthropomorphic. He has numerous solo and group exhibitions in New York as well as internationally. The representing gallery Hesse Flatto is located in Tribeca, and it's a gallery and curatorial platform founded by artist Karen Hesse Flatto in 2019. And their programming focuses on emerging and mid-career artists with diverse voices.
And then additionally, we just wanted to reference a wonderful collaboration between the Broadway Mall Association and the West Harlem Art Fund. Around the same time as the Carl Delvia exhibition, the West Harlem Art Fund is going to be presenting a sculpture on the Broadway Mall at 148th Street, which is in connection with the Harlem Sculpture Garden Exhibition project, which we understand is going to be shown from May to October of this year. And it was Savannah Bailey McLean who reached out to both BMA and NYC Parks with a proposal to show a sculpture at that location. So it is a location that is further north than the Carl Dalvia exhibition, but it's in the mall's lineup, and the artist is Ileana Emilia Garcia, and the sculpture is titled Trinity, I, You, and Me. So we're very much looking forward to that collaboration within the same time frame, more or less, of the BMA exhibition.
And do you have a picture of that one?
No, we do, well, I'm not sure we do. We didn't prepare for that, sorry.
I think
Serious.
I can find it here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Excellent. It's up at, yeah, 148th.
Here.
Yeah. There we go. Super.
Thank you. Lovely. Were there any questions for
How
Broadway
do you
Mall Association?
advertise for artists to participate?
We don't advertise so much. We have it's a little bit more I guess word of mouth. We are in search always for artists. We welcome people's interest, and there's lots of information on our website that describes the process. There are guidelines, and there is extensive information about becoming involved. Often we receive referrals from other exhibiting artists or people who are familiar with our program. We frequently go to galleries or other arts organizations with our program. The NYC Parks program is a great, they're great spokespeople for our program. We don't do open calls as such. It's more about a sort of fluid dialogue between us and interested parties.
What about the selection? How is, if you have multiple artists vying for space, what's the selection process?
Well, we vet everybody who comes to us, and we work with their time frame, our time frame. There have been times when we had a number of years programmed out. At this point, we have Carl Delvia's project coming up, and we're looking at some artists for the following year, because we tend to program one artist for the malls annually. but we work it out with their time frame, our time frame, whatever works overall.
What's the possibility or, I noticed that this particular project, and I think in the past they've come up further into West Harlem, but this one is ending at 117th Street.
It was actually going to end at 157th Street. But then when the request came for the Ileana Emilia Garcia sculpture to be located at 148th, the artist who we've been in conversation with for a couple of years about this project was a little uncomfortable with his show being interrupted. So we then relocated a piece down to 103rd Street, which is a site that we frequently program. So as a result of that, previously it was going up to 157th. Our most recent exhibition that we've just deinstalled that ran for close to a year, the work of Sean Scully, had gone up to the northernmost site at Mitchell Square, 168th Street. So in this instance, the 5 sites was towards the end of the conversation dictated by the addition of this piece, and they felt it would be better if there was a particular linear run and then have the Ileana Emilia Garcia work at 148th.
Would you consider advertising for local artists to submit their works?
We'll certainly take that up with our committee and our board.
And since from 117th Street, except for 148th, we got a whole bunch of mall that has no art on it, so I hate to put another project in your lap, but is there any sort of possibility of something like that? Because this is going to be up, how long, 2 years, you said?
No. 6 months initially, and up to potentially maybe an extension of another couple of months. The exhibitions typically run for less than a year because we need to then program for the next annual exhibition. So they on average run from 6 to 9 or 10 months.
I put Tina and my email address in the chat. So could you please send that information on to us? Because we may have local artists that might want to apply anyway.
They're going to bring it to their committee, see.
Oh, okay, I'm saying, but it's fine, but at least they'll get the information, so.
And one other burning question is not exactly art related. In terms of flora, like flowers and things, how is that sort of done? Because ours are kind of barren. I plant flowers and ours are kind of barren, and I always want to go and throw some flowers, throw some seeds down. How is that decided or handled?
Allison, do you want to take that question as a landscape architect and talk about our horticulture program?
Sure. Currently, we help to maintain the malls and green them where possible, but we currently have a large restoration management plan underway for all of the malls in the long-term future. There are a couple of test malls that have gone in that are in progress as of this season. And those are being replanted with re-enriched soils and new native plantings that will improve the basic ecology of the malls. And so it's a long-term goal to bring these malls up to better ecological planted quality. But it is a collaboration, of course, to some degree with the Parks Department, who own the property. We are just the stewards that help try to maintain them and green them as best as possible. It's really a supplemental work to Parks Department at the moment, but we're in the progress of transforming them the long term.
Thank you very much for that. Any more questions?
Yeah.
Martin.
Yes, I want to thank Allison and Ann for their report, and I also want to mention that lion's share of your sculptures and work in the Broadway malls, which are all very beautiful. I've seen many of them in the area of Harlem, Washington Heights, and Inwood, and Harlem and Washington Heights, rather, from 117th Street North, because one of my other duties when I'm not here is I'm a public address announcer at Columbia. So when I get off the subway down there, I walk out and see what you've got there at 117th and Broadway, and it does dramatically beautify and enhance the area along that Broadway corridor and further up to the area by the hospital on 168th. But for the purposes of any time that you're doing these, and anytime you have a new exhibit going in, you're free to, and I'm going to push this in the chat for you and for everybody in the meeting group chat, the link to our online calendar. If you place that information in our online calendar, we'll promote it in our weekly newsletter and in our social media posts. And also, if you get it into us by May 1st, it'll go in the printed Uptown Art Stroll Guide. We print 5,000 guides and distribute them from 125th Street North. And with that, I'll put that information right now in the meeting group chat. Thank you again.
Thank
Could
you,
just
Martin.
say your where they would send it, your email or whatever email for the people who are in the room and not on the chat?
Not an email, a link to our online calendar, which takes about, if I can do it, and I'm not a paragon of modern technology, if I can do it in 30 seconds, I can imagine Allison and Ann can do it in 15 seconds and pop in their exhibits that are going into the Broadway malls north of 110th Street to 168th Street, which is our catchment area for not only the art stroll, but for our newsletter, our social media posts, and our website.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
We are moving on to We Love Harlem Initiative.
Oh, okay. So We Love Harlem Initiative. First of all, I just want to say this meeting is exactly why we need arts and culture in our community. It uplifts your spirit. It is something that we definitely need right now.
And say your name so that for future.
Okay. So my name is Mari Moss, and We Love Harlem Initiative is something that I've done in Central Harlem, mostly around schools and so forth. But as I mentioned before, I serve on several boards, and tonight I'm really here to present the Legacy Ball of Harlem, which is something that we have Meredith Leon McCormick here from World Bride Magazine, and she is curating this event at the Marriott Renaissance Harlem and Renaissance Marriott Hotel in Harlem. So this is something that it's been a long time coming, but it's just a full circle moment to a time in the legacy and history of Harlem where arts, culture, Black elegance, excellence was presented. And this is a community-wide celebration, really putting the light back on how we can thrive as a people, how we can thrive as a culture, and how we can bring exuberance back into Harlem and prosperity. So I want Meredith Leon McCormick of World Bride Magazine to tell you more.
Meredith, do you have anything that you need to share your screen?
I could. Yeah, I could if you have a quick hold on, let me get myself together before you give me that access. and you see the mess that I have on my screen. Okay, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm ready. So thank you, Mari. I appreciate it. Hi, Richard. Mari, as she said, my name is Meredith Leon McCormick. Daria knows me for years now. We work together. I am the founder of Worldwide Magazine and MLM Represent. It's a production branding marketing firm. Worldwide Magazine is an international multicultural lifestyle publication. I did start my wedding business in Harlem, so that's my connection to Harlem, genuinely. I had a bridal salon at the Brownstone, and was able to launch it, and it shot through the sky. Just being at the Brownstone, thanks to Princess Jenkins. So one of the things that we try to do every issue is we try to celebrate a different culture. In each of the issues, showing how love, prosperity can be found in the union of marriage, love, and whoever you're marrying. And so this issue, we are celebrating Black love, but Black not just limited to just the American way, but Black is global. And so one of the things that we did was I thought Harlem was a great way for me to connect, because in next year I will be celebrating our 20th year with the publication. And so Harlem, we got the cover. Thank you to Richard, who's one of the artists. And he is actually on the cover of Worldwide Magazine. And I might be able to give you a sneak peek of it. Daria, hold on, not yet.
Permission.
Okay, I'm ready to share.
You have permission.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I know what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, I do know what I'm doing. So forgive the other things around you, please. So this is Maxwell. So you guys are getting to see it first after the team. That's one of the cover options. So we're playing with 4 different covers for the magazine. And again, it's Maxwell. He plays for the Harlem Globetrotters. And so we decided, thank you to Richard, that we were going to use this, and we shot it at the Renaissance the Renaissance New York Harlem Hotel, to highlight that and tell it in a beautiful, elegant, and rich, luxurious way. The way Harlem was once and still is in pieces, because one of the things that in my travels that I've noticed is a lot of people love Harlem. Whatever the condition is, they love it. But there is spots, like everywhere else on the part, in the planet, there's some hot spots that you don't want to go to. But my goal is to highlight the best of Harlem and its rich history, beyond just what people read in the past, to let them know that it still exists. So the Harlem Renaissance Gala is celebrating 100 years. We're partnering with ULynch to sell with One Stop to celebrate the centennial of the Harlem Renaissance. So what I did, just to show how global Harlem is tell the story, because I'm a storyteller. So that's what that's my superpower, if you ask me. It's being able to tell the story. So I traveled to the Netherlands to connect the history of Harlem. So I was just there last week. I'm currently in Lisbon. I had an opportunity to interview another gentleman, who is one of the books that they have there is Jason Jules, The Black Style. And all the Black Style comes from notably the beautiful people, Black people and men that dress so well. And so that was the inspiration for us for this cover. And so the whole goal of this issue is to celebrate the greatness of Harlem then and now. And we're doing it through this gala. But at the same time, my goal is I do not intend to or wish to continue to stay in the publishing world for the rest of my life. I would love to pass it on to a next generation. So my goal is to hire and mentor some interns, but pay them. Because at this stage of our life and, you know, with what's the crisis that we're dealing with right now, we need these kids, young people do need jobs. They need paying jobs. Internships, unfortunately, are not what they used to be when I was a kid, or even when I was an adult for that matter. So the goal of the gala is to raise money, bring awareness to the magazine, connect the Netherlands, Harlem and its rich history to the Harlem, New York City, and to show the diversity of what Harlem is and was and continues to be, owned by the Native Americans first, colonized by the Dutch that named a lot of the streets, the farmland that it was, the Jewish community, the Irish, the Italian. So I was also in Italy just last week. So that people see that we're not fake news, you know, that we actually are writing about content that we share. So this ball is literally a way, it's a love story. It's a love thank you note to Harlem from us, the magazine. And we are celebrating it through the gala and raise the money so that we can pay our children that we're going to be mentors to. And these are the things, and it can be found at World Bride Magazine events page. It's public. We have some great partnerships, and one of the biggest honor that I have is that Alalia Bundles, the great granddaughter of Madam C.J. Walker, is our honored guest, that we're going to honor her for this event. And I am so super proud of that. We get to celebrate her and her contributions and her family's legacy of inspiration to the community and as a whole. And one of my last note that I'm going to tell you is that when I went to the Netherlands and went to the museum where they were talking about Harlem, and I went to Harlem in the Netherlands, these people literally were so excited about this event and wish that they can come. And they said they cycled through Harlem. These are white people that literally did not believe the hype of Harlem is so bad. And they said they loved it and they want to share it, and they're looking for ways to promote more people to come to Harlem and see how beautiful and rich the food, the culture, the people are. And so that's what I live for, and that's what World Bride Magazine is to make the connection positively to everyone, at least for Harlem for me. That's my spiel.
Thank you. Hi, thank you so much for your presentation. Is your magazine primarily about weddings, or what is the primary focus? This in addition to Harlem, but what is the primary focus? I see a lot of wedding photos.
It's a wedding magazine. It's a lifestyle, but we do things from finance. We talk about finance, like we were one of the media partners for the Harlem Fine Arts Show with Richard. Because when you get married, married people don't go to a different planet and do nothing. They actually need to know about education, a financial education, legal things, and they have a home to design. So we felt we have a home section, and the home section is, do you buy or rent? And how do you design your space? So we work with real estate agents, we work with home designers. So we talk about everything. So the moment the person gets engaged, we want them to pick up our magazine. We talk about mental health. We talk about travel. That's why I travel so much. Like I've been gone since the 26th. I hit Germany, the Netherlands, Milan, and now I'm in Lisbon. And that's the goal. I want couples. We have date night, and that's how we partnered with Richard. And we're partnered with him for the Met, and we partnered with Richard with the Whitney Museum. So that's one of the auction items that we're going to have, is we're going to ask people to continue to date well after you're married. Marriage is not a death sentence, but it should be a continuous process.
It should be the beginning of love.
Could you do a flyer or a one pager that's a soft copy and send it to Walter and and we'll put our emails in the chat and we can disseminate the Legacy Ball information to our distribution list?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Add you to the distribution, but you put your information in there as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, if we don't have your information, please add your telephone number, email address, name of your organization, of course, your name, and your and your email address.
And email addresses are in the chat already.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, everyone, for listening.
Thank
The
you.
pictures are beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. And believe you me, it's the team. I'm just a hard person to deal with, and they know how to give good products. I'm a good maestro.
While you're traveling, especially when you speak to some people that are around the world that have been to Harlem, you might want to do a showcase of what their experience was and include it in the magazine.
Oh, we do. That's what we do. That's why I go. And I actually, that's what the issue is going to be about. We're going to get spotlight. And in fact, I actually met a woman. She's American, and she literally teaches about Black history from the Netherlands to Harlem. And she works with I Love New York. And the Netherlands and I Love New York work together to celebrate coming to, and of course, Harlem is very, sensitive to them because of who discovered Harlem and named so many of the streets and the Stuyvesant Roads and everything else, Wall Street. So there's so much for us to learn that we have more in common than not. And that's the goal of it. And I invited her. And so right now, our goal is to see how the Netherlands can collaborate, sponsor, and be at the event on May 5th. I already have 2 designers and a cake person that wants to come and create experiences and just engage, just because I think they're so sensitive with the isms, the racism, the sexism that's happening here in our country. They want to be part of the kumbaya moments that they see that can happen with this.
Realize this is a fundraiser, but the least expensive ticket I saw was $175. Is that correct?
It's 175, 270. It's not really, I don't want to say it's a fundraiser necessarily, because I am not a non-for-profit organization. We actually do events all the time, and all the events that we've done in the past, it's always been like at Hermes and very high end events. And this is going to be probably the second or the third modest event that we're doing, but we still want to do it in the taste of luxury, because that's who I knew Harlem to be, that's the Lena Hornes, the Diane Carrolls. I grew up on Dallas. So Diane Carroll to me in my head is my aunt. I want to be like her, and that's what I want to bring back, the glamour that we have. And I do want to work with the Dance Theater of Harlem. And that's why I asked you the question, is how do we get you guys to perform at the event? And how do we use that as a marketing tool for people to buy tickets, support, make donations to yours? Because we got the Great Gatsby that they're coming and they're supporting, they're part of it. But we know that the Great Gatsby is what one group calls it, and then the other group calls it the Harlem Renaissance. But the author of The Great Gatsby never included Black people in it, although he frequented and attended all the Harlem. They hung out in Harlem, but it's part of the story.
Yeah, they came to hang out in Harlem and the speakeasies, but this history has to be kept and it has to be uplifted, and we have to continuously know who we are and where we came from. We are a great people, and I'm a major proponent, I'm a major pusher of making sure that Black history is taught in schools. I mean, I make no bones about it. We have to let our young people know where they came from. Yeah, so education is key, and even our adults having an opportunity to live that experience again. I think Meredith's vision is going to be absolutely exquisite and phenomenal, and she's giving back to the community. I love that she's a Black woman with an international magazine. I mean, that's phenomenal within itself. So I think that that's going to bring a lot to the table and a lot for our people to dress up and relive that time. Yeah.
Thank you.
And we're collaborating with the other local stores like the Flame Keepers hat, Harlem Haberdashery. So we're supporting those businesses, and we're actually collaborating with one of the artists from the Fine Arts Show. And she's designing our invitations, and we're collaborating with her to do thank you cards that she can earn a living from, so it's not us just making our own money and leaving other people, aside. We're hiring 10 students, and the goal is to take those 10 students from the Harlem School of the Arts. So, because I've worked with them in the past, so it was easy for me to make a phone call and say, hey, I need your kids to send me their resumes so I can hire 10 of them. So it's not us just, because we make our money globally and bring it home. But what am I doing to help my community that's struggling because federal funding is cut and they don't have jobs? I had one young woman tell me that on Monday, the students got hired, and on Wednesday, they got fired because of budget cuts. What am I going to do about it?
Can I add something? I hate to be a Walter Downer,
Oh, no.
but as an animal lover, can we be mindful about the use of furs? A lot of furs in the pictures. I mean, there's a lot of faux fur things there. I mean, I know it's glamour, I understand, but we know how furs become things around, become wardrobes. And a lot of us are concerned about the use of treatment of the animals. So if they can use a lot more faux fur type things, which would be a little bit upscale, this depiction of Renaissance. That's just my comment. And I don't mean to bring the project down. I'm
Oh,
an
you're
animal
not.
lover.
Oh, I'm not. But let me just quickly say this. This whole sustainability thing and using faux things, in my personal opinion, I'm not a scientist or an engineer or anything like that. But the plastic things that are being made are doing more damage than the animals that were already dead. And where, there's sustainable ways that people are doing it. So we're not talking about new furs, you're killing new animals, but the recycling, the upcycling of things are other ways of, of still bringing the attention to what you're saying, which I totally agree. I don't believe animals need to be tortured for us to look good. Absolutely not, but there is a conversation that needs to be had of that. And that's why I love the fact that Yulin and I are getting ready to collaborate, because this is a 1-year celebration that she's doing with the Centennial, where she's going to put a series of things, and that could be a whole conversation, is there a way that we can do sustainable fashion in Harlem? Because I know somebody's grandmother has a fabulous closet that she needs to get rid of things. So how can we recycle those things so we can show the community how they can start their own businesses? Just go to your grandmother's closet because she ain't wearing it no more. So I respect what you said and I appreciate it.
Put a disclaimer, these furs are used or previously used, and they're not like new animals being.
Oh, they're
I like the environmentalist. I like it. I like that. So at least you're cognizant of that, because it's like, furs really went out of fashion for a while. I see now they're starting to come back again. But we got to be mindful of the animals, because we're killing this planet. We're not gonna go there, but as an animal lover. But I thank you for what you said. In previous furs, I'm okay with that.
Please.
Okay.
Previously used furs.
Any more questions for We Love Harlem Initiative?
Well, actually, it's, yeah.
Or
Worldwide. just
and
worldwide.
and Worldwide Magazine.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Walker International Communications. Richard Phelps.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Richard Pelzer. I'm the Associate Communications and Engagement Director for Walker International Communications Group. Donna White-McCune is the founder. She's been doing it for over 35 years. And I'm very excited to be working with her for the past, say, 8 or 9 years. Tonight, I would like to introduce you to Alex Lang.
Hey, just 1 second.
He is the festival that's coming to New York City, which is the Gateway Music Festival, and we're working on it. And I would like for him to share. He's going to show a video. I do actually have some marketing pieces that actually have our QR codes, so everybody will be able to learn a little bit more about. He does have to fly out, so he's going to be leaving at about 8:20 or 8:25.
Sorry.
And
you can put it muted. Well, if you mute it, is there music to you?
1 second, let's go down. We're gonna get this in. Let's see if we can show this video, shall we? So first off, I'm just so happy to be here. My name is Alex Lang. I have the pleasure and honor of being the president and artistic director of Gateways Music Festival. I'm going to show a brief video to explain what we are, but just in a nutshell, Gateways is about the intersection of Black people, Black culture, and classical music. It's a 30-year-old organization. We were founded in Winston-Salem. We were there for one festival cycle before we moved to Rochester because our founder, Arminta Hummings Dumasani, an amazing Juilliard-trained pianist, Black woman, she got a teaching job at the University of Rochester. She started Gateways because, and as I was telling Brother Walter, right? Yes, I was telling Walter before we started. When she started Gateways, her children were starting to follow her into the business, and she wanted to interrupt this cycle of isolation that Black classical artists feel. If you've ever been out to classical music, you might see one, you might see two. We grow up in this field, sort of understanding that to be the norm, and Gateways is a paradigm shift for us. So Gateways is the first time for many of us, it was for me, where you get to do this thing that you love, classical music, in a context that is affirming and uplifting for Black people and designed to be like that. So better to, let me share, this is a 2-minute video, then I'll talk a little bit about the festival and the Harlem connection, and then I'll show just another quick 1-minute video about the upcoming festival, and then I'll take some questions. So this is Gateway.
This is not about diversity. This music belongs to us. This music belongs to everybody. I've been involved with it, came to Rochester in 1995. There is a passion for this festival. It's palpable. There is an added ingredient that is the product of shared life experiences that the musicians largely don't get anyplace else.
Probably the most important thing any of us can do in whatever field we're in is pass something to the next generation that is of value, so that they can share in this experience that's meant so much to us. So for me, when I see younger players come to Gateways, or I see the young musicians instituted Gateways, it's just reminds one that there will be we are part of a continuum, and that it will continue. It was here before us, it will be here after us, and we would like for that line to just be unbroken.
We might be few in numbers where we are, but when I come to Gateways, I'm one of many.
There's something so incredibly profound and powerful of seeing other people that look like you know, and do what you do at the level that you do it.
You could just feel the love in the room, looking around, people's smiling faces, you know. It's uplifting. I wish I could bottle this up and take it home with me, you know. It's energizing, it's family, it's love, it's heart, it's soul, it's music.
I personally struggle and always have, with a sense of hopelessness about race in America. When I see that stage, think, you know, just maybe, it feels really good to see people on that stage, and it eases my sense of hopelessness.
Gateway's Music Festival will be holding our spring festival between Rochester and New York City. We're in Rochester, April 21st to 24th. Then we transition to New York City. We actually start our New York stand on Thursday at an educational event at Harlem School of the Arts. Our Gateway's Brass Collective, it's an all-black brass ensemble, will be doing some work with their brass players during the day on Thursday. On Friday, the Brass Collective is going to be farther up north, I think in the Bronx, doing something. On Friday night, we have a concert at Merkin Concert Hall, but I want to actually shift. Saturday night, our concert is at Harlem School of the Arts. Harlem School of the Arts, it's a piano recital by Rochelle Sennett. We mentioned that earlier, there's about 150 seats available. Those are going quickly. We do have materials to share and push out through your network. And then the big grand finale concert is not in Harlem, but it's at Carnegie Hall on Sunday, April 27th at 2 p.m. This will be the Gateway Festival Orchestra's return presentation at Carnegie Hall. We had our Carnegie Hall debut presentation in 2022, and we've been invited back. As you saw in the video, you know, what Gateways does is it brings together classical artists from across the country for an incredible week of concerts and music making. Our belief and our knowledge is, first and foremost, as you were saying, there's a rich history of Black people in classical music. As it has to do with a lot of our history, right? It has to do with where we were not allowed. And then what do we make in that space that we make for ourselves? And that's that tradition of Black classical artistry. You talk about history. On the Sunday afternoon concert, we're really excited. We're going to open with Dvorak's 8th Symphony, which is incredible work. And we're going to close with William Levi Dawson's 1st symphony called the Negro Folk Symphony. Both Dvorak and Dawson were kind of drawing off of the culture, the folk music of their land. Dawson's music that he was drawing off of was spirituals. So on Saturday afternoon, again, talking about education and history, we're gonna have from 10 to 2, a mini symposium on the life and work of William Levi Dawson. So William Levi Dawson started the music program at Tuskegee. He built the Golden Voices Chorale, which actually came to be part of the celebrations opening of Radio City in 1932. From that, he got on the radar of a few people, including Leopold Stokowski, the conductor of the Philadelphia Orchestra. He commissioned this symphony. So this Negro Folk Symphony was first played in Philadelphia, and it's a premiere week. It had four performances. 3 were in Philadelphia, November 15th, 17th, and 19th. And then the 4th performance of the piece in its life was at Carnegie Hall in 1934, November 20th. Here's the kicker. The piece was really well received. Everyone loved it, thunderous applause. It basically fell off the map and was not performed again in Dawson's lifetime. It has not been performed at Carnegie Hall since it was premiered there in 1934. So we will be bringing it back to life in this space where it was one of the spaces where it was first heard, right? Not where it's premiered in Philadelphia, but first heard, its 4th performance on planet Earth was in the room that we're gonna be in on the 27th now with an all-Black orchestra. The last time that those notes sort of rung in that room, Dawson himself was able to walk out and receive the applause. I'm really excited also to share that between the Dvorak and the Dawson, we're going to be premiering a new work. Damien Sneed, some of you might know Damien, composer, conductor, everything. He has created a new setting of 5 spirituals called Reflections of Resilience. So it's Go Down Moses, Balm in Gilead, and I'm forgetting the rest. We're just going to move on right now because I was on a red eye in this morning. But the point of this is to say is that we're, at the same time as we're reinvigorating this Dawson, we're adding something to the tradition. right? So it's similar to the Dawson. That piece will have its world premiere in Rochester on Thursday, but its second performance on Planet Earth will be at that hall on Sunday.
Wow.
Singing the title role in that will be Janae Bridges, Grammy-winning mezzo-soprano. So it's really an extraordinary weekend. We're so grateful for the affection that we get from this community. We're so grateful to be plugging into Harlem School for the Arts. This is our third time working with them. It's just an exciting week. The thing about it is it's every Gateways Festival orchestra is one of one, right? The orchestra, if you look at it, it's about a third first timers. So people are playing, young professionals playing the orchestra for the first time. Not always young, actually. Our last festival in Chicago, we were so thrilled to have a pioneering cellist. Her name is Esther Mellon. She's been playing in the Baltimore Symphony for the last 20 some years. Esther is late 60s. And this was the first time that she got to have this experience of playing in an orchestra like Gateways. It was transformative. The first time doesn't always mean young, but the orchestra is the third people having their first Gateways experience, a third what we call returners. We think it's important that you need not just one, but a second or a third. And then we have a third of veterans. I'll just give my own story. I came to Gateways for the first time in 2001 as a clarinetist. It changed my life. I tell the story that it was like I've been living in a room. I love classical music, right? I mean, I literally tattooed the codes off my nervous system, right? That's what it is to study dance, right? You're coding your nervous system to do this thing. I love it. The other thing in my life that I loved was Black people, Black culture, wanting to be closer to it, wanting to be more useful to it. There's a lot of tension between classical music. These two poles were not always harmonious with each other, right? And Gateways brought that together in a way that I didn't know was possible. I didn't know the artist that I could be. There's power that comes from being the only one in the room, but you don't know how much energy it costs. It's taken some time to run that system, and so you get out of that space and realize that the energy that's available to you. That you've been using to run this system. And again, it's not some sort of boo-hoo story. What this is about is the artistic opportunity that was opened up to us by coming together. So we come to Gateways, we are enriched, we are filled. And then from the audience perspective, you're seeing a moment in time. The next Gateways Festival Orchestra will be different. And it's that energy, that's what you saw backstage, it's that love for what we're doing, that comes flowing off the stage. So Gateways is a special thing. We're really just happy to share with you the materials to push out. And I'm gonna stop talking and just see if there's any questions for us, for me, for
Miss all of that. Yes, fabulous.
We have a soft copy of the dates, times, and if you could possibly include a little bit of that rich history.
Sure.
Can you say that again?
He heard rich.
Is it possible that we can have a soft copy to disseminate to our distribution list, including the dates, the times? What really got me going was when he told about the rich history, and it made it a lot more meaningful.
So as a community engagement person, I always try to tell my clients that this is the most important thing. Right now at Carnegie Hall, we already sold 1,100 tickets and we still have another 800 to go. I really do think it's very important for us to be able to hear the story this way, because there are folks that I never really thought about to see the word struggle, or I don't know if I'm smart enough to understand, whatever those things may be. But being able to hear these types of stories, I think that's where the connection starts to come into play. And there's multiple ways. I mean, I have, grandmothers of America that all of a sudden are bringing their young people and their children to an orchestra for the very first time. So yes, storytelling is really key and important. And I was sitting here like I didn't do the videotape, so
Well, you got it on.
Yes. But I just wanted to be able to share. I think it's very important for us to be able to connect, and I think that's a really great way of doing it. So I just wanted to make sure that he heard it and we did.
The other thing is not everyone. I know the tickets may not be very expensive, but are there any comps
There are council, what we can give, what we're bringing tonight is a discount code.
Oh, that's
that will-
fine.
That
No,
will,
that will be included in
yes,
whatever.
so we
I'm
can spread that
disseminating.
out to
Whatever
everybody.
we're disseminating, sorry.
For
Yes.
which dates? For the
For-
Carnegie Hall
for
Day?
Carnegie Hall, and I think, I'm not sure what we have for Harlem School for that, but we can get back on that.
Yes, so I'll be able to send everything to you guys as well, and there is a student price of $10, so.
Oh, that's
Great.
wonderful.
Great.
Is there a senior?
Love that.
Is there
The
anything
only
for
problem is on
seniors?
a Sunday, so you know.
I don't know what there is, Richard, the question is there anything for seniors coming up?
I will actually just talk to Carnegie Hall about that and how we would be able to work that out. But yes, we talked about senior prices, student prices, and then there are a number of folks that we're looking to see if they would be able to buy community tickets that we would be able to distribute. And if that's the case, I'll be able to assist them with that as well.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes, please.
Well, first of all, throw out the dates for me again with Carnegie Hall and the School of the Art. Harlem
School of the Arts is Saturday evening, the 26th.
Mhm.
Carnegie Hall is Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m., the 27th. The symposium, if you want to learn even more, if you like that history, free. You can register for it right now. No, we can push that out. The people who want to learn the history can register for this free symposium 10 to 2 actually on Saturday at Carnegie Hall in the Resnick, the Wild Music Wave. So
On the 26th?
that's the 26th.
Is the symposium, I'm gonna be away for all of this. And so that's my next question. The symposium, will it possibly be recorded
Yeah.
or Zoomed or anything like
I
that?
don't know if it's gonna be live streamed, but it is gonna be recorded and
Okay.
Can we
and
get a
then,
copy of it?
yeah, sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
because this history is really,
It
right,
is.
so one of my big beliefs, music isn't just sound. Music is sound and words and people. And all of those things is that thing we call music. There's not, I leave room for the Saul on the road to Damascus, just transforming a moment in front of a piece of art. That happens, certainly. Some art you have no context for, no knowledge of it, just bang, hits you.
Right.
But more often than not, right, we're coming to art with a context, with the people that we're with some maybe some understanding, correct or not, about the thing. All of that is what informs art. And so I think, to Richard's point, to know the significance of this work, to know what this brother did to make sure that our songs, right, went through this symphonic treatment, and we're worthy of that. It's really amazing. We're so excited. Again, this knowledge that the last time, music is just vibrating air, right? It's the biggest magic trick ever.
Yeah.
So we're really excited for it. Any other? I don't want to.
Well, I didn't even get to my 2 questions. But, because they just keep coming. I have to tell you all, I've had today goosebumps twice in this meeting. I feel so fortunate to be in this room with all of you. I really do. So my question was about how, I know you said that part of them are newbies, part of them are returning, part of them are like.
And the newbies are just new to us. They didn't have to be young, right? I
Right.
get the story best.
Right, so is it, how do you get the individuals? Is it a collab with organizations, individual artists? Do you have a standing orchestra?
No, so we have, we've been doing this for 30 years. So we have a database, right? We know who artists are. We're by invitation. Also, since our Carnegie Hall premiere, certainly we've gotten a lot more attention. So we get solicitations from artists all the time. It's really the hardest part, and the part of my job that is really literally heartbreaking for me is that we don't have room to bring everybody in. That's why we really try to hew to that third thing. We understand that the continuity piece, the third of people who have been there multiple times, that's really important too. That for that continuity. But it's by invitation. And and we have a profile that we sort of measure it against, but You know, we, in our beginnings, we were every other group. So it was 93, 95, 97, et cetera. We switched to basically overnight, from every other year to twice a year to accommodate. Yeah, and I still am looking for new and different ways to accommodate and platform these incredible.
Do you know Harlem Chamber Players?
I do know Harlem Chamber Players, and Liz, yes, I know Harlem Chamber.
Because in my mind, I'm like, how can we keep you in Harlem, in West Harlem a lot?
Yeah, well, you know, I would love to talk about that because we are, in addition to the festivals, we have two resident ensembles. I mentioned the Gateways Brass Collective, and also we have a group called the Chamber Players. The Chamber Players is a rotating cast period. So that's the Brass Collective is the static membership. The Chamber Players is our opportunity to put together sort of mini all-star groups. So, you know, this player from the Met and that player from the New York Phil, and players who want to come together and do this one project. So it would be wonderful for us to have a standing chambered series that comes through Harlem. We thought about that a lot.
Have you ever considered a collab with ballet?
I would have a card ready.
Yeah.
Because
That would be just.
you know, we talk about everyone in the Black arts business, I would imagine, has so much admiration for Alvin Ailey, right? I mean, it's like that's the dream. Who doesn't want to grow up and be Alvin Ailey? But actually, in terms of what we do, Dance Theater Harlem being actually ballet is
line.
yeah.
It's a good match.
Yeah, so I would love to talk about what we can do.
We have Columbia University. We don't have that many venues, but we have some venues.
We do. I went, so I lived 124, I lived on Claremont, just above, I went to the high school, which is where I did my graduate school. It was there, right? Yeah, so, that's I guess it's just short of Harvard, right? No, it's still, yeah. Okay, all right. Well, look, how about I just show this 1 minute video or maybe.
We would love to see it.
And with some music.
We got 6 minutes. We're supposed to be out by 8:30. We got
see if I can get this.
6 minutes, Dougie, fresh your hands.
The content was in it, but it was.
This is
Great.
Yeah, this is okay. All right.
You know, when you think about, I gotta go to this meeting tonight, and then you get here and you get goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's worth the price of admission, isn't it?
Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me show you.
Quick story while you're doing that. I appreciate it. I was planning on doing now, I'm really doing, because my daughter is in school for classical voice.
Very good.
And one of the things that she kind of steps back is because she doesn't see anybody that looks like her. So she does a professional performing arts high school.
I just went past it the other day. Yes.
Because
Yes.
I was like, oh, I gotta take it to the show. I got you, Jack.
Oh. It's just like Marian Anderson was.
It's not. Okay, I'm not gonna try.
I'll send it to everyone.
Sorry about that.
In my head, this should be almost like a fraternity.
Say more.
It was all kind of, it was coming together as we were talking, and then I had to ask my question, so it went somewhere else, but I feel like in HBCU and how not everybody knows about, even Black people, you know, all over the country. It's becoming more out there, but not everybody knows about HBCUs. And there are so many that people still don't know about, even people who are kind of in the know. But you do know about deltas and alphas and Qs and AKA, you know what I mean? You know fraternities and sororities. There's levels to, I guess, the the cultural landscape,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I think that we'll talk offline, but there's somewhere in it that I think that this should be known. Like you all are trying to bring in the people who have kind of been by themselves, but I still feel like you're still kind of by yourself. And there's gotta be a way to spread it.
I agree, and I will say that is at our core, what do? We bring people together with Black classical artistry. And the first community that we brought together was the artists, and for 20 years of our 30-year history, that was really all we focused on. We call it the family reunion with instruments. The concert was almost like a secondary thing. We didn't sell tickets, we didn't market it. It was just, it was about us. And then as we made kind of a shift, we saw the opportunities that the way to grow this thing was to start to share it more widely. And that would bring in the resources to be able to share this experience with more and more artists. So in many ways, we're still very much in our startup phase. These appearances in New York City New York in the arts, New York City in the arts. So these are big moments for us. And I agree. I mean, I think that there are a lot of people who don't know. And it's great music. I mean, at the end
One
of
of
the
the
day,
things that you said, Daria, that I think is really key and important is West Harlem does have some really great venues. We see, jazz festivals all the time. Wouldn't this be a really great, destination that people came to West Harlem to be able to see this and this, this part, especially with all the schools that are here, the young people now that are really playing real instruments. I look at Lizzo, she plays the flute,
Yes.
but at the same time,
Yes.
she's Lizzo. And I think again, it would be really great for young people to be able to play these instruments and then do whatever else that they would like to actually do with it. So again, that call to action on Ample Theater. There's a lot of places where we would be able to actually do that. So I just wanted to share that with you.
I was telling Alex earlier that I attended Jazz with Bill last Wednesday. And the students from Celia Cruz High School performed, and they're all musicians, as well as LaGuardia High School, a lot of them are classically trained. So there's a lot, and they may go to school outside of our district, but a lot of them live in Harlem.
Right.
And I was thrilled to see young folks with instruments. I approached the team whenever I said, look how you get to people. She said, all I want to do is it's willingness. They teach them how to play the instruments. And these folks played every day. It was just so phenomenal. So to branch out, to get some of these young, listen, I'm just not a hip hopper, but I understand that's what's coming. But they also need to be kind of versed with music, harmony, melody, syncopation, all of that stuff,
About advertising at these schools to let them know that this opportunity is available with world-renowned artists.
Yes, so it's my job as, again, when it comes to community engagement, and that's the reason why I asked Alex to at least come to Community Board 9 as a person. That's good.
Tell us about this right now.
I live in 9, so 9 is first. But I do think that this is really key and important, and so I was glad that he would be able to come in person to be able to have this, because again, the tentacles actually kind of go from there, and then we'll do it again. So the goal is to start, but to answer your question, yes.
Please share your card, please leave your card.
We have 5 more minutes. We're
yeah.
over, but
we do have one more thing really quickly.
One topic we could have got to earlier. It's
No, we couldn't.
Yes, we could.
Robert's Rules of Order.
Yes, we can do it.
Go ahead.
We're trying to put on, we are trying very hard to put on a showcase for young people to showcase their talent on June 21st. The folks that are part of the community board, we need to vote on the venue. We have Danny Farrell on the 28th, where no one is available, where no group is available to perform. So that's kind of out. So I just want to make sure that we're all on board with offering this at George Bruce Library. Is on 125th Street between Amsterdam and Broadway, much closer to the corner of Amsterdam. So all that are in favor, yay, nay, yay?
I have some questions. Sorry, I've not been able to attend.
Okay.
It's been it's been busy.
Yeah.
But, so if this is going to happen at the library, that doesn't, well, I'm not sure that's gonna be, well, I don't know like what the lineups are.
We don't know that we're not changing the lineups as we speak, and I want to speak to everyone to see if we have any groups that they could suggest to be contacted, and I'll go through the list with the folks that we have contact.
Okay, it's, yeah, I think just the fundamental space.
No, they have an auditorium in the basement with a stage.
Okay. So if that works.
And it holds, you said
68.
68 odd for, is that including the performance?
That's including
Just
everybody. It
audience?
includes, it holds 68 people.
68 people. And we get that for, there's no
There's no fee.
fee for it.
So, any other questions about the location?
Do you, well, you said the park does not have the 21st available.
Right.
And, but the 28th, what's wrong with the 28th?
No groups were available. I think the people, the children are dispersed into the summer.
What groups are available for the 21st?
Right now, the only groups that have expressed an interest are the Jazz Power Initiative and Dance Theater Company. Well, we have contacted Harlem School of the Arts that we're waiting to hear back from, and I'm sorry, the meeting should be over, but I'm just trying to go really quickly. MODA, Jazz Power Initiative, Urban Assembly School for the Performing Arts, and we can't get anyone to respond.
What about, Cesaro's?
We did ask Cesaro, and, it's not working for her either. Neither the 21st or the 20th.
Okay.
All right, Figure Skating Harlem, Every Voice Choir, the Dreamers Academy, the Mama Foundation, Impact, and Riverbank for Youth Programs. And the only two groups that have semi-agreed to participate is Dance Theater Harlem and Jazz Impact.
So did everybody get back with you?
Or no, some people just didn't respond, just didn't get back.
Did you reach out to Celia Cruz too? Celia Cruz, yeah, I did, I Snapchat. Okay,
I will
alright.
contact.
Well,
No. Do they have
they have
children?
kids?
I don't think so.
Make a check.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's a kids showcase.
And-
Youth showcase.
This is what we're trying to do, and we're trying to have like several groups perform, and we have a tiny bit of money, and we'll have a wonderful reception for them afterwards. And this way, they would have an opportunity to do their performance again, you know, an additional time. And they can invite who they'd like to see them perform. If we don't get enough groups to perform and a commitment by the end of this week, we're gonna just shelve it. Because, you know, we've been at it for a number of weeks, and, you know, we're not getting the response that we thought we would.
Can you resend the material you're sending out?
Sure. I'll send, can I have
Can you
your
extend
email
the
address?
deadline?
We can extend that.
It's a lot, we're just hearing about it for the first time, so.
Well, I make a motion that we, have it at George Bruce
I
Library.
second.
Okay, does anybody else agree?
Unanimous consent?
With all four of us.
Fine, right?
Okay.
Does that
So,
your email address?
and,
It's Richard.
oh, I also make a motion that it be for the 21st of June.
A second.
Right, if it's, yeah, because that date we have the library for.
Are you good with that, Carlton?
Okay, but you know, we're going to keep this going for a little while longer, and if we don't do this, we're going to try to, it's my understanding that there was a big extravaganza during the Harlem bid where they.
Thank you.
Everything is Jane.
Okay, so is there any more business?
If
Is
we
there-
do not do this on the 21st, we're thinking of reinitiating the former chair, Harriet Budd, used to have multiple performers during the same time as the floats.
Like we used to do a Harlem's Children's Village during the same time as we.
And you would just reinitiate that.
No, I disagree with that.
We're thinking about that.
I disagree with that.
We'll.
But that would be in November. That would be in November. That's during the
holiday.
right before, yeah, that's
The
the
lighting,
holiday.
lighting of the.
Oh, holiday lights with the bid, okay.
And we did the Children's Village, so, and for the Children's Village, what we would do would be basically put on a production, and we'd invite a bunch of groups in to perform for the kids, like, and we would have sometimes 20, 30 groups. Yeah, and it was great, but it sort of took up our whole year, because we only meet once a month, and it took up a lot.
Okay.
And,
So we'll see. We might reinitiate that, or, hopefully we'll be able to move forward on the 21st, but we'll see what happens. And
Okay.
are there any other questions?
Is there any
And
old
does anyone
business?
have any other suggestions for folks to contact?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna email, so I'll send you. some.
Oh, and if you could do that tomorrow morning, I'd greatly.
I'll do it tonight.
Thank you. very much.
Is there any old business? Is there a motion to adjourn? Is there a second?
Second.
All right. 8:38. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for
Good night,
coming.
everyone.
Bye, Daria. We'll catch up. We'll do dinner
Bye.
lunch. Bye.
Fine, thank you. Thanks very much.
And
Oh, senior, we have a senior resource day, May 9th at the forum, 11 to 3. If you send me stuff, I'll send flyers and invitations. Okay.
Yeah, I almost feel like.
I told our youth to save the chat, because I went in the middle. Okay, good, all right.